show. My name is Jon Stewart. We got a great show for you tonight. I didn't even want to tell you this before. Economist Mark Carney is here. Yeah. You asked for it, we listened. We will be discussing whether or not he's going to run to be the Liberal Party of Canada's new leader, or if he will be the governor of our 51st state. We're not sure yet. But of course, all news pales in comparison to what is occurring right now in the state of California. A horrifying inferno whose danger even now has not passed. But even amongst the tragedy and sadness, there have been incredible moments of human compassion and kindness, neighbors looking after neighbors, charitable contributions pouring into GoFundMe from all areas of the world, mainly the tireless and heroic actions of firefighters in the California region, some of them prisoners fighting with incredible bravery and tenacity. Rescue workers from all over the country. Rescue workers from outside the country. Rescue workers from Mexico. Mexico! Damn your open borders, Biden! Well, I guess they are sending us their best. You want to know how bad it is in California right now? Here's how bad it is.
President Volodymyr Zelensky has offered to send 150 Ukrainian first responders to help battle the massive wildfires.
We're so f***ed that a country that has been relentlessly bombed for almost 3 years was like, you poor bastards. But it is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit, of man's ability across cultural and political and religious lines in times of crisis to appeal to our better angels. As Archbishop Desmond Tutu once said, we are made for goodness and love and compassion. Or, as our own president-elect put it,
Trump shared a meme on Truth Social of fires raging behind the Hollywood sign, which was photoshopped to read, Trump was right.
Appropriate. Thank you, Mr. President. I'd almost forgotten your penchant for casual cruelty and dickfoolery. Flames! Nice touch on the graphics. Surely you won't be content with just trolling those in dire need. Surely you also see this as a merch-portunity.
The New York Post posted these images of President-elect Donald Trump driving a golf cart wearing a Trump was right about everything hat.
Trump was right about almost everything. I wouldn't say he was right about the outfit choice. Rule of thumb. Never dress in the same color scheme as the upholstery of your own vehicle. Unless, wait, perhaps Trump has reached his highest form, part man, part golf cart. And apparently, all cholesterol. I guess RFK Jr. Stat. Okay. But Trump is going to troll. The problem now is Republicans appear to want to attach their I told you so's as a condition of funding California's disaster relief.
I expect that there will be strings attached to money that is ultimately approved.
I think there should probably be conditions on that, Dave. That's my personal view.
Before we put funds into place, we've got to find out exactly how we're going to hold these leaders accountable and what sort of policy changes are required.
There can't be a blank check on this.
They don't deserve anything, to be honest with you, unless they show us they're going to make some changes.
What the is wrong with you? Really, Senator from Alabama? The state near the bottom in math, reading, and test scores. Next time you get hit by a hurricane, why don't we have a little parent-teacher conference to see that if you got your scores up, you would get the money. Or actually, let's not do it, because you'll get the money anyway, because we're not psychos. That is psychotic. There's something wrong with you. And you know what? And here's the thing. I can do the Daily Show thing. I can run down all the congresspeople and senators on the right calling for conditions on disaster aid that absolutely had the opposite view when it was their state on the line.
We need to do everything we can. We have citizens that are literally, they're going to get worse by the day.
Shut the up. Because I can do it, but it doesn't even matter. I'm not even going to do it. Because red states are always the tragic victims of circumstance outside of their control. And Democrats always vote for their aid. Whereas blue state disasters are a function of their flawed morality and policy. And if we help blue state survivors, well, what message will that send? What lesson will they learn? But fine. If strings must be attached, what be the strings?
The problem with California is forestry management.
Oh, yeah, it's true. I didn't. It's true. The management of the forest. You have to rake the leaves and shut down the illegal elf tree cookie factory. I understand. And what a great, utterly anodyne suggestion. I mean, what forest couldn't be managed better? I mean, if you've been to a forest lately, chaos. It's chaos. It's the dirt and leaves and what is that? Bear shit, I'm sure. I want to see the manager. Okay, so we get the money if we have better forest management. Everybody then gets food and clothes. What else?
They've not done the necessary work to make sure there's fresh water flowing into key areas.
Oh, water. Yeah, no question. No question. Water for the fire. No. I'm going to get that message to the firefighters. Toot sweet. Water is so important. Water is a terrific fire. I don't even want to say the R word. But as I always say, what do you got there, mister? A fire? Nothing like water. Water works on all kinds of fire, except for one kind of fire, but I don't know which one that is. But odds are with you. Point taken. But forest management and get some water up here, and then your children may have blankets. These are all great pointers on how to mitigate fires, and I'm sure California has absolutely been trying. Water and forest management, maybe not good enough, but they have it. There's one thing you might not be considering as you criticize them, and that's this. I don't know what kind of a system you can develop that completely mitigates the risk of fire, plus drought conditions, plus 60 to 80 mile per hour winds, plus delicious wood. Look at this. Look what's happening right there. Do you see this? Fire to tornado. Rake your way out of that. You understand? I love the blame game. I love the blame game. I play it all the time. But the fires aren't out. And the fire to tornado. The only thing that would stop that is the absence of oxygen. Which, if I'm being honest, we could do. Hear me out. There's something called a cloche. A cloche is a covering. You've probably seen it in pie shops. You can put a cloche. Now, if I'm just very quickly, guys, that's the continental-sized cloche that we had on a previous program suggested for immigration reform. We need a little more casual. Guys, can you check on the sideboard behind the gravy frigates? It's not. If it's not there, it's under the sink. The California. That's it. The California cloche. Airtight. It's the best way to smother a Los Angeles-sized fire. And if you live in New Jersey, keep a pie fresh in a diner for 8 to 9 years. The cloche. I am going to make cloche happen. Years from now. And then I'm going to get a hat that says, Jon Stewart was right about everything. Hey, look. Hey, all you idiots are dead. Told you so. But these people don't actually care. They're not actually trying to find a solution. They're just trying to work their pet issues into this tragic situation. It's confusing, but thankfully some people are being more explicit in their conspiracy theories.
On X, Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene asked, why don't they use geoengineering, like cloud seeding, to bring rain down on the wildfires in California? They know how to do it.
Who is they, Margaret? Are you perhaps referring to the they-ish people? Is that what it is, Margaret? The very same people that control the area on fire? Why would they, destroy the very industry they control? When we also have the means to bring the rains. We have space lasers, and we can bring rain. The clues are there, Margaret. Alex knows.
Alex Jones wrote that Los Angeles fires are part of a larger globalist plot to wage economic warfare and deindustrialize the United States before triggering total collapse.
Oh. All right, well, it's Alex Jones. He is certainly known for this type of thinking. I don't believe anyone is going to be taken in by this type of post.
Elon Musk responded to that post by writing, "True."
Now I feel sad. But unfortunately, a lot of the information that's out there is not correct. And because of poor forest management, that information just jumps, igniting into larger and larger nonsense infernos that coincidentally seem to reinforce whatever grudge any of these folks have against California, especially their ideology.
When you hear stories about state of Oregon sending 60 fire trucks, I haven't confirmed that myself yet, but they had to go to Sacramento to get emissions testing, get them to LA where they're needed. I mean, this is woke on, it's woke on wild kind of stuff.
Oh, woke on wild. I remember those VHS tapes. Spring Breakers, reading the autobiography of Malcolm X and putting on more clothes. Getting catcalled. Show us your privilege! By the way, as far as what he was saying, the whole thing is bullshit. The fire trucks were not sent to Sacramento to get emissions testing. They were sent there to be transitioned into minivans without their parents' consent. That's what happened. But man, if there is one thing harder to extinguish than the fires, it is the most resilient of the right's talking points.
The whole thing is a complete disaster. A lot of it comes back to DEI.
Kristen Crowley, the fire chief in Los Angeles, she is a very silly woman. The first gay female fire chief ever. Wow.
Under her is Christina Kepner, first lesbian assistant chief. Then under her is Christine Larson. They're all Christine or Christina. She's also a lesbian. Christina, lesbian.
What? What are you doing? You just summoned them. Do you understand? You can't just say the name 3 times. Do you know what you just unleashed onto this earth? From now on, it's just infernos and lesbian firefighters. By the way, I'm not sure Megan with a Y should be criticizing people named Christina. But apparently to the right, drought conditions, high winds, and densely stacked flammable structures were all fine until they added the lesbians. And then something peculiar happened.
What is your message to city administrators, starting with Mayor Bass?
My message is the fire department needs to be properly funded.
And it's not.
It's not at this point.
Did the city of Los Angeles fail you?
Yes.
We need to be fully funded and supported so that our firefighters can do their jobs.
Lesbian firefighter has attacked black lady mayor. Who will the right support in this opposite of a Sophie's choice? Really, I mean, in the hierarchy of DEI crimes, black lady mayor, lesbian firefighter, I don't know which one of those is there. I want to say white whale, but that'd be wrong. Look, I'm not suggesting that DEI is not responsible for at least 99% of this tragedy. But devil's advocate. This is the Palisades in 1923. And that's not after a fire. It's just dead. It's like a desert. And someone decided to build a city there, a densely populated, albeit beautiful city, in the middle of it. That's what they did. And I'm going to guess that the person whose idea it wasn't a lesbian firefighter or a black lady mayor. We didn't even have lesbians back then until one snuck here from France in 1934. So stop with the DEI. Oh, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. The meritocracy built that city. The meritocracy created the dangerous conditions that made a tragedy like this almost inevitable. Don't take my word for it. I know the liberal argument sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher to your ear. Let me get someone who speaks to your frequency.
So I was talking to this guy, and he was telling me, he goes, dude, one day, he goes, it's just going to be the right wind, and fire's going to start in the right place, and it's going to burn through L.A. all the way to the ocean, and there's not a thing we can do about it.
Now, of course, he did go on to say, lesbians will make it worse. But the point is, man, we are humans. We build shit in difficult areas on the belief that we will figure out how to subdue God and nature. For God's sakes, 50 years they made a movie about what a dumb idea it would be to develop this city into the country's second largest metro area. Even they knew LA wasn't a good place to raise your daughter or your sister.
She's my daughter. My sister, my daughter.
Movies were wild in the 70s. Like, you could do anything in movies. Like, there's no, like, slap court. Like, literally in that, they're like, Jack, do it again, this time with your fist. Like, they didn't give a Sometimes things happen that are beyond the bounds of human infrastructure, although admittedly, the LA powers that be have not covered themselves in glory at this time.
Right now, if you need help, emergency information, resources, and shelter is available. All of this can be found at URL.
Look, I'm not saying she's Churchill, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, when the bombs start falling, don't worry, just insert useful information here. So yeah, improvements can be made in leadership, in management, in design, in materials, in myriad ways. But sometimes fire fucks a tornado and makes a mockery of human infrastructure and our ability to dictate the terms of our existence on this planet. But the one thing it shouldn't dictate is the cruelty that we would show to those in pain because we don't think they consistently vote right. But if you are gonna, please. But if you're gonna attach strings, I still think this announcement was too far.
Lost everything in a natural disaster? Introducing a new crowdfunding site from congressional Republicans. Go F You. Go F You is the #1 source for politicians to dangle money over your head while delivering a monologue about why they hate your politics. No matter how hard life gets, there are people who care about your mayor's DEI policies. So start a Go F You today, then sit back and wait for the helpful input about transgender athletes to roll in. Go F You. Available in all blue states and any cities where the mayor is black or gay.